John loved tinkering in his attic workshop. It was his sanctuary, a place where his imagination could run wild and his hands could bring his ideas to life. Every corner of the attic was filled with tools, wires, and half-finished projects. He built strange and wonderful gadgets, each one more peculiar than the last. His friends often marveled at his creations, though they rarely understood their purpose. One day, while rummaging through a dusty old trunk, John found an old radio. It was unlike any he had seen before, with intricate designs and an aura of mystery. It looked dusty and forgotten, as if it had been waiting for someone to discover it for decades. As he cleaned it, a strange glow emanated from it, casting an eerie light across the room. John was both intrigued and a little frightened. John realized it was more than a radio. It seemed to pulse with energy, almost as if it were alive. It was a time machine. The realization hit him like a bolt of lightning. Could it really be possible? He examined the dials and buttons, each one meticulously labeled. Each one seemed to control a different aspect of time. There were settings for the past, present and future. There were dials for the date, year, and even location. The possibilities were endless. With a mix of fear and excitement, John decided to take a chance. He had to know if it truly worked. He carefully set the dials to a specific date and time, one that held personal significance to him. He wanted to see if this incredible device truly worked. His heart pounded in his chest as he prepared for the unknown. John held his breath and flipped the switch. The anticipation was almost unbearable. The room buzzed with energy, the air crackling with electricity. It was as if the very fabric of reality was being altered. John felt a rush of dizziness, his vision blurring as the world around him shifted. When he opened his eyes, he knew he was no longer in his attic. The sights and sounds around him were completely different, and he realized he had truly traveled through time. John found himself in a bustling street, unlike any he had ever seen before. The sights, sounds, and smells were all so different, yet strangely familiar. Old-fashioned cars lined cobblestone roads, their polished exteriors gleaming under the sun. It was like stepping into a living museum. People in vintage clothing strolled by, tipping their hats and nodding politely. The fashion of the 1920s was on full display, with men in suits and women in elegant dresses. The air smelled different, cleaner somehow, free from the pollution of modern times. It was refreshing, almost invigorating. He had traveled back to the 1920s, a time of great change and excitement. The city was alive with energy and optimism. The thrill of the unknown sent a jolt of excitement through him. Every corner he turned revealed something new and fascinating. John spent the day wandering through the city, taking in the sights and sounds. He marveled at the architecture, the people, and the way of life. He listened to jazz music in a smoky speakeasy, the lively tunes filling the air. The atmosphere was electric, filled with laughter and conversation. He watched flappers dance the Charleston, their movements full of energy and joy. It was a sight to behold, a true representation of the era's spirit. He felt the energy and optimism of a bygone era, a time when anything seemed possible. The streets were alive with celebration and hope. As the day drew to a close, John felt a pang of worry. The excitement of the day was giving way to a sense of unease. He missed his own time, the familiarity of his own world. The nostalgia was bittersweet, a reminder of what he had left behind. He realized he didn't set a return time on the radio. Panic set in as he wondered how he would get back. The adventure had taken an unexpected turn. John eventually figured out how to work the time machine. He embarked on a series of thrilling adventures. He witnessed the building of the pyramids in ancient Egypt. He rubbed shoulders with knights and ladies in medieval England. He even got a glimpse of the future, a world of sleek cities and flying cars. Each journey filled him with wonder and knowledge. He learned about different cultures. He saw history unfold before his very eyes. He realized how much humanity had changed and how much remained the same. Section 4. The Perils of Time. Time travel wasn't without its dangers. John learned that even the smallest actions could alter the course of history. He narrowly avoided causing a major fire in 19th century London. He also realized that he was becoming untethered from his own time. The more he traveled, the less he felt connected to his own life. John missed his family and friends. He missed the simplicity of his old life. He began to question the purpose of his journeys. Was he changing the past? Was he jeopardizing his own future? Section 5. A timeless lesson. John decided to return to his own time. After countless adventures across different eras, he felt a longing for the familiar sights and sounds of his own world. The allure of the past and the future was strong, but the present called to him with an undeniable force. He realized that the most important moments were happening in the present. Surrounded by loved ones, he saw the beauty in everyday life. Birthdays, celebrations, and simple gatherings held a new significance for him. He learned that time travel was a gift, but also a burden. The ability to witness history firsthand came with the weight of knowing he could never change it. Each trip was a reminder of the delicate balance of time. It was a responsibility to observe, to learn, but not to interfere. John took meticulous notes, documenting his experiences and the lessons he learned. He became a silent guardian of history, ensuring that the past remained untouched. John continued to tinker in his workshop. His passion for creating and fixing things was stronger than ever. Each project was a way to connect with the present, to ground himself in the here and now. But he kept his time-traveling adventures a secret. The knowledge he possessed was too powerful to share. He knew that revealing his journeys could disrupt the very fabric of time. He carried the lessons of the past with him. Each memory, each artifact was a reminder of the wisdom he had gained. He often found himself reflecting on these moments, finding solace in their teachings. He cherished the present moment. Whether it was a picnic in the park, a quiet moment of meditation, or playing with family, he embraced the now with a newfound appreciation. He knew that time was precious and fleeting, and it was up to him to make the most of it. Every second counted, and John was determined to live each one to the fullest, carrying the timeless lessons he had learned with him always.